I'm Ned Crotty from Team USA, and you're watching Lax United.
In 2025, lacrosse will be a primetime pro sport. Lax players will have sweet private jets, nasty rides, crazy cribs, and epic babe fest. But before that came the rock star lifestyle, big money TV contracts, and jam-packed venues. Because before that, Snyder's all-or-nothing attitude, yard sales from Nicky Polanco, and slippery dodges from Matt Danowski. Because before that is right now, the fastest game on 2 feet, and those feet have these shoes, the Warrior Shooter, the future of lacrosse, and the sick lifestyle that comes with it. 2025 starts today.
Fellas, get used to this. We're going to zone all tournament. Defensive practice, boys. Go.
Get the next one, boys. USA on 3. 1, 2, 3.
USA!
I'm joined now by Ryan Boyle of Team USA, also the Boston Cannons. Ryan, let's start with Team USA. How's the team been gelling?
I mean, I think we're coming together nicely. This is the first of a couple exhibition games and then going into training camp. So I think there's certainly a familiarity amongst the players, but these type of events certainly help. So.
Obviously, you're all great players. What does it take to get you playing as a team as opposed to individual great players?
Yeah, I mean, everybody's just got to buy into the system and buy into what we're trying to do offensively, defensively, and transition. And I think that since there is a lot of guys that have played together in the past, it's a little bit easier because there is that knowledge of what we like to do individually and how to kind of mesh. But I think that's the biggest thing that the coaching staff has to do and the leaders of this bunch. That's going to be the ultimate goal. In
terms of the tournament itself, looking ahead, what's the key really once you start getting into those matchups with the Canadian team, etc.?
Yeah, I mean, I think a big thing is conditioning, just because the games are so quickly one after the other, and just being mentally tough. Just because these games, you're fighting for your country, and as much pride as we have in being, representing the United States, the players in their teams have just as much, pride in their country, and so they're going to come out and fight. They don't just roll over and die. So it's just understanding that, hey, these games are going to be tight. There is no shot clock. It's a different set of rules, and just adjusting that accordingly.
In terms of the conditioning aspect, how does playing Major League Lacrosse or in the NLL, then the MLL, then Team USA, does that help because you're in shape, or does it hurt because you're a little fatigued?
Yeah, I mean, it could be a little bit of a double-edged sword because it obviously helps because you're in game mode, you're making decisions, you're battling every week. That being said, because you're doing that, you might get some bumps and bruises along the way, and I think that's why they have alternates kind of set up in case there's a major type of injury. But I think on the whole, it's a plus just because you're in that mindset constantly as opposed to it being kind of brand new for you.
In terms of today's matchup against the College All-Stars Warrior Major League Challenge, what do you expect from them? Obviously, they're going to want to make a good impression as they're fighting to be drafted today later tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious to see. To be honest with you, it's going to be kind of fun to get out there because I know a lot of these guys, their season's just wrapped up. So, kind of what's their state of mind? Are they still dejected and trying to come back for the guys that didn't win the championship, and are they still in great shape, or they've been kind of laying low since the season ended? So, I mean, it's going to be. We're all athletes, we're all competitive, so it's going to be, people are going to fly around and make some plays and some hits and some nice shots and some checks. I mean, you're going to see that type of play, but I'm definitely curious to see kind of how high the intensity goes today, or if it kind of becomes more of like a friendly, so to speak.
Right. Now, in terms of Major League Lacrosse, the Cannons, you won the first 2, lost the next 2, so you're at 500 right now. What's the difference between the first 2 games and the second 2 games? What do you need to correct to get back on track?
I mean, biggest thing for us right now is just decision making. We just tend to make some errors in some critical parts of the game, whether it's kind of right off the bat and then we're kind of fighting back the rest of the game, or in critical junctures where we're kind of finally crawling back, or we have a small lead, we make a mistake that kind of lets a team kind of get going. So the biggest thing for us is going to be consistency, because I think the talent's there, and certainly people get along. There's a level of chemistry that's great. Just right now, we're not kind of putting all the pieces together, so it's going to be that's going to be the biggest thing for us, is just staying with the fundamentals, staying true to what our strategies are, what our strengths are, and just kind of consistently doing the right thing. And sometimes I think we try to do too much.
Now, in terms of Major League Lacrosse, you had those great championship years with the Barrage. You're reunited again with Brian Doherty, Matt Streba. What's it like to be back in the same locker room with those guys?
It's a blast from the past, so to speak. It's fantastic. I mean, Doc was the first guy I saw walking in. Besides, I came in with Stevie Pizer, but Doc was the first guy. It's great. I mean, there's a reason why those teams did so well, and I think that we all got along so well, and that really played a huge part in it. And so it's just great to kind of see where everybody is now and be able to relive some of those moments, but also understand that guys have moved on and got some other things. Doc, for example, is doing great things at Penn, and so I'm so happy for him, especially that he's got a daughter, which is just
scary, right?
It really is, actually. But it's cool. It's good to reconnect with all those guys.
All right, Ryan, appreciate it. Good luck today.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
It's Ryan Boyle of Team USA and the Boston Cannons.
You never know what's going to happen, but I'll be there when you figure it out.
Brian, rain on.